Hi everyone, it's PhD Simmer here and welcome to my channel if you are new. I'm a relatively new YouTuber, just recording different Sims 4 challenges and Let's Plays. I've been a massive fan of The Sims 4 for years and years and years, but I'm quite new to the whole sort of YouTube community, and yeah, so hi if you haven't been to my channel before, and I hope you enjoy it. So today I am bringing you a brand new challenge, and it's one that I have devised myself in the last few days. It's called the Bank of Mum and Dad Challenge, and I'm not even entirely sure where this came from. I just kind of was having a weird daydream whilst I was playing The Sims, and I kind of dreamt this challenge up. So I hope you enjoy it, and really what I'm going to be doing for the first few parts of this is just this will be my first attempt at playing the challenge. I've kind of devised the rules, but this will be my first attempt at playing it, so it's going to be a lot of ironing out the details and working out the exact rules and altering them as I go, before there's kind of like an official final version, which I really hope you guys will be keen to have a go. I've got a couple of people also testing out the challenge, and if you would like to be one of them, then really that would be awesome. So just put us a comment below or tweet me at PhD Simmer, and that'd be really good. I'm really keen for people to be testing out the challenge, giving me feedback, giving me tips, giving me advice, and you know, make it a bit of a collaboration, so that'll be awesome. So the Bank of Mum and Dad Challenge. So because I don't really know where it came from, it's difficult to describe how I came up with it, but essentially the challenge is you start off with a huge great big mansion, and you can download one from the gallery. You can use an existing lot in the world, or you can build one yourself, but the key thing is to really go for it, you know, make it huge, make it really expensive, use all the most expensive items, have a pool, have hot tubs, have whatever you like, and, you know, have the top of the range cookers and fridges and TVs and stereos. Just really go for it. Spend as much money as you like, use as many money cheats as you like, and put it on a big lot. I started off saying 50 by 50 or 64 by 64, but now I'm including 50 by 40 lots because there are quite a lot of those in the world, and I know a lot of people use the bigger lots for their legacy challenges, so, you know, I think that makes it a little bit more flexible. So you can use a 50 by 40 lot or above. You can use as many money cheats as you like at this stage. This is quite important, only at the build stage. And really, really, really go for it. That's my big encouragement to you guys, like, you know, build a dream house. So I am definitely not a house builder. If I try and build my own houses, they end up just being a box, and they're just not good. So I've downloaded a house from the gallery, and I did just have a quick look to see if I could find it so I could reference the creator, because definitely big kudos to them. I can't find it at the moment, so I will make sure I put that in the description. Also in the description I will place the a link to the Sims 4 forum, where I have the sort of rules as they are now. So they're being updated as they will be updated as I play, and as I sort of figure things out and iron out all the little kinks in the challenge. So feel free to check that out, and also go there if you want to have a test out the challenge yourself. I'll look at the comments on there, I'll look at the comments on this video and all the future videos in this Let's Play, and also again at PhD Simmer for Twitter. So yeah, that's all that out of the way. And now we get into the challenge. So I've tried to make it quite flexible because I think I've done a few Sims 4 challenges now, and I like the ones that are a little bit more, give you a little bit more freedom rather than, you know, restrict everything. So I've tried to give it some flexibility. So what you need to do is, once you've built your house or placed your lot, whatever you're doing, is you need to create a new family in CreateSim, and it's got to consist of one or two parents. They can be any gender, so you could have two guys, two girls, you could have a guy and a girl. They could be aliens, and they have to be an adult or elders. So I have got elders. I'll introduce you to all the Sims later, but I basically have a mother and a father who are elders. So I have Melissa Privilege and her husband Albert Privilege. Then you need to create that's not right. I have created 3 teenagers, but you can have 1, 2, or 3 teenagers in your family, and they can be boys, they can be girls, aliens, whatever you like. And I encourage you to use traits such as snob, materialistic, art lover, music lover, lazy, anything that's kind of like gives that sim that vibe that they have had a privileged lifestyle. They never had to work a day, and these teenagers never had to have a part-time job. They don't really try hard at school. They just come home, they've got everything they want in front of them. The mum and dad give them their credit cards, they go off on a shopping whim. They basically live the life of luxury, so they put no effort into their schoolwork. They don't need a job. Yeah. So go for traits like that. I mean, I'm not going to give you any mandatory traits, but I'm just thinking for fun, things like snob, materialistic, things like that are going to be great for this challenge. So when you've created your Sims, move them into your house. You might need to put them on an empty lot, use the money cheats to get them enough money to buy the house. That's what I had to do. This house cost 650,000 simoleons. It's ridiculous. Then, once you are in your lot, you need to purchase the Knight of the Octagon Round Table, which, if you don't know, most of you probably will know from Legacy Challenges. So you just type Knight in your search bar and it will pop up. And it's this item here. It's 8,200 simoleons. Pop that in your family inventory. And that's got to stay there for the whole challenge, exactly the same as a Legacy Challenge. So you need to do that, and then you need to hire a gardener, a recurring gardener, and a recurring maid service. Now, I found when I first played, I couldn't hire a gardener because I didn't have a garden, so you might need to buy, if you haven't done it whilst you're doing your build, you will need to buy some planter boxes and pop a few seeds in there to be able to get your gardener. So that's basically what my sim is doing over here at the moment. He just planted up a few things, and we will hire... Oh, he already has. He's hired a recurring gardener service. Also, in your house, if you want to, which I strongly encourage as well, hire caterers to do all the cooking for you, and hire repair men to repair any damaged objects, or you can replace them if you have the money. So, basically your Sims don't really lift a finger. They don't cook, they don't clean, they don't garden, they don't repair objects. Okay, they have what do you call them? Like they have other Sims to do that for them. You know, they have service personnel to do that for them. So whilst your teenagers don't have a part-time job, neither do the parents. And my little backstory for that is you're perfectly well within your rights to have your own backstory, is that, you know, they were very successful and they reached the top of their careers, they earned a lot of money, they got a brilliant house, and they retired early. And I say retired early because some of you might not want elders, you might want just adults. So yeah, just go for that. They haven't got jobs, so none of the Sims in your household will have a job. And yes, so make sure you hire services, make sure you put the Knight of the Octagon in your inventory, and pretty much you're ready to start, really. So the next part of the challenge is to play, either you play the entirety of the teenage years, so you basically play until all your teenagers become young adults, and that is 13 days according to my information here on the screen, and you should be playing at a normal lifespan for that. So you can either play 13 days or you can play 7 sim days. So for example, in my game I'm starting on Monday at 7 PM, so I probably will play till the following Monday, and then you will age up the teens into young adults. So the reason I did that is because the challenge really starts once the teens become young adults, and you know, if you don't want to sit through 13 sim days of teenagers, fine, I'm happy for you to go for 7 days and then age them up however you need to, birthday cake, cheats, whatever. Go into Create a Sim and age them up using the cast.full edit mode cheat, whatever you need to do. Or you wait till their natural birthday if you want to play the full teenage years. That's up to you guys. So, you know, all of these would be on the link listed, so I'm rambling through them and it's probably very boring because I'm not really showing you a lot on the screen, but they will be there so you can go back and check those rules. So the challenge really starts when your teens become young adults, and at that point you either need to kill off your parents, sadly. You could have a mansion fire that gets out of hand. Maybe the caterer was ill and one of the Sims decided to try and fry an egg, and they've never fried an egg in their life, set fire to the kitchen, parents die. Or you could have a pool accident, or if you're a nice person and don't like killing your Sims off, the parents can simply say to their children, we're going to go and travel the world in our twilight years, or we're going to go to our holiday cottage, I don't know, by the sea and live out the rest of our years there. Whatever you want, basically. Once the teens become young adults, you need to get rid of their parents. And once you've got rid of the parents, you need to reduce the funds of the household to 0. So, once you've bought your mansion, you should set your family funds to £50,000, and that basically is to get you through until your teenagers are aged up. Once your teenagers have aged into young adults and you've killed off or moved out the parents, you need to set your family funds to 0, and you can do this by opening up the cheats bar with Control-Shift-C and typing in money 0, and it will put your family balance down to 0. So my Sims have just bought the house, so I will do that now. I will do Control-Shift-C and I will do testing cheats on money 50,000. Yes, I have 50,000 simoleons, and then once my parents have been killed off or moved out, I will reduce that to 0 using the exact same cheat. Just put money 0 and it will put your funds to 0. Most of you probably already know this because you've done legacy challenges and whatnot, or team runaway challenges, so you probably know that already. But for those of you who don't, that's how you do it. So yes, and once you have set your balance to 0, your teens now, your young adults now, are allowed to get a job. But you've got to kind of remember that these Sims grew up without having to lift a finger, without having to work hard, so they're not going to be that great at their jobs. They're not going to go to work with the required mood. They're not going to complete their daily tasks. They're probably going to go to work late. Whatever you want, have some fun with it. You don't have to do their skills. Basically, they go to work because they have to. They don't want to, and they don't really care about their jobs. You can do the get to work careers if you like, but I wouldn't go for anything ambitious. I just think it's a bit fun, These Sims are like, oh my god, I have to go to work. And the reason is they want to stay in their mansion. This is where they've grown up their whole lives. They're used to the luxury of their home. They don't want to move out. So they need to get some money together to pay the bills, because if you've got a whacking great house like this one, your bills are going to be sky high. So your Sims challenge is to stay in the house, survive there, and pay their bills, and you must keep the maid and the gardener recurring. You don't have to keep the repairman or caterer going at that stage. Your Sims can then start to learn to fend for themselves, cooking and repairing. But yeah, you must keep the gardener and you must keep the maid. These Sims are privileged. They don't know how to tidy up after themselves. They don't know how to garden. So yeah, keep those going, and so you need to pay them, you need to pay your bills. So your Sims need to get jobs. They can fish, they can paint, they can harvest, they can dig up rocks, they can collect things, they can sell things, whatever, as long as you pay your bills. If you don't pay your bills and your power gets shut off 3 times in a row, or not in a row, but 3 times, you automatically lose the challenge. Your Sims are allowed to sell objects around the house. So for example, in my house, if my bills, I haven't got enough money to pay my bills, I might decide to sell this sofa, I might decide to sell this bookcase, I might decide to sell, this chess table. But you are not allowed to, for example, sell things like doors, windows, anything structural. Don't sell plants in the gardens, don't sell things like the fountain, the pool, anything like that is not hedges, anything like that. Don't sell things like that. Just or stairs, banisters, whatever. Just stick to furniture and decorative items. I would even go as far to say as leave lights and things in place. Kind of think of it as if your sim could put it on eBay, like a chair or a fridge, then you can sell it. So to win the challenge, you need to get your family allowance back up to the £50,000 you started with, and you also need to make sure that anything you sell, you buy back. So you can't just go around selling everything, get £50,000, woohoo, I won the challenge. No, anything you sell, you have to buy back. Your house has to basically be restored to its former glory, and you have to have 50,000 simoleons in the bank to win. Okay, so I feel like I've rabbled on for absolutely ages about that, so sorry about that. Let's get down to introducing you to my Sims. I'm really excited about this. So the sort of head of the family is Albert Privilege. My backstory for him is he is a businessman, a very successful businessman, maybe a bit ruthless in his day, and yeah, he's retired. He's been retired for a few years, and he's starting to think about, him and his wife. They're thinking about going on a cruise around the world. So you'll see where I'm going with that later. So yeah, this is Albert. My advice to you as well is, as well as the traits, I try to dress my Sims like they're rich. I know it sounds silly, but like they reflect their lifestyle in their clothes. So Albert, he is materialistic, he's a snob, he's business savvy, he's an art lover, and he's thrifty. Thrifty, I think, is a bonus trait. He got that from completing his Mansion Baron aspiration. I don't really think that fits, but materialistic, snob, business savvy. That is Albert down to a T. So Albert is married to Melissa, and this is Melissa. And Melissa didn't come from a very privileged background. She knows the value of, she knows how to cook. She knows how to garden. She doesn't necessarily do these things, but she came from not a poor background, but she was not as privileged as Albert. She met Albert. They fell in love. They've been together for years. They're absolute childhood sweethearts, and he has given her the life she's always dreamed of. That's my little backstory for those two. And they're completely in love. Albert's never cheated on her. They've been together since day one, and they've raised their 3 children, and now they sort of want to enjoy the rest of their lives together. So Melissa, let me introduce you to her. So she is a music lover, she's perfectionist, she's foodie, and she's a quick learner. She's quick on her feet, this girl. She is not to be messed with either. She's not a pushover. I imagine her to be quite strong, and I really like her. I think she's really nice. I haven't really played Elder Sims for a long time, so I'm quite looking forward to this. So Albert and Melissa, they worked hard. Albert started his business up from scratch, and he made a lot of money. And Melissa, she didn't want to be a stay-at-home wife. She started her own business as well. And Melissa was into fashion, so she set up an online fashion company. And I imagine Albert had some sort of ruthless, law firm or something like that. He was a bit ruthless, I'd say. So I've tried to kind of keep Melissa, I imagine her to be about 65, 70, but she's trying to keep her glamour. She wants to look good. So yeah, I really love Melissa. I've grown attached to her within 3-4 minutes of playing. So Melissa and Albert have 3 children. Their eldest is Eva, and Eva is a gorgeous blonde, and she is I would say out of the 3 of them, she's probably the most grounded. She loves pink, she loves her jewels, but she also isn't to be messed with. She's a good girl. So she is materialistic, she's a snob, and she's alluring. And she wants to find her soulmate. So she wants the sort of relationship that she's seen her parents have growing up her whole life. So she wants to find that special one, and she wants to find a guy who isn't just after her money. So that's Eva, and I like to think she's probably the most intelligent of the 3, but she hasn't sort of used her full potential. And I think it'll be really interesting when she has to start looking after herself and earning money, like, we'll see the real Eva come through. So then they have Austin, and Austin is he really looks up to his father, but he doesn't have the same drive. So he has all these big dreams of owning his own company and earning lots of money, but he just hasn't done anything about it, and he doesn't try hard at school, and he's so used to having money at his fingertips that he doesn't really know how to graft, and he doesn't know the value of value of money properly. Like, to him, spending £200 on a shirt, no problem, so he looks up to his dad, but he's not quite there yet, and again, I think he's got potential. And then the youngest and probably the wild child of the family is Verity, and Verity is, I imagine her, they're all teens, but I imagine her to be maybe like 17. She's not quite, I don't know, I'm from the UK, from England, where you can drink at 18. I imagine most of you guys is 21, but I imagine her to be like 17. She's on the cusp of being able to go out clubbing and, buy drinks and stuff, but she's not quite there, and she uses her name, the privileged name, to sort of get away with a lot. And she's a bit of a naughty girl. And if any of you guys have watched Arrow, the CW show, she's like Thea in the younger years, before she, took up the Speedy mantle. So if you imagine young Thea from Arrow, that is Verity. She has had problems with drugs in the past. She has crashed her sports car in the past. Just imagine everything like that, exactly like Thea from Arrow. That is what I based her on. She's a bit of a brat. She never goes to school. She's always late. She sneaks out of class. She bunks off, and she's basically the wild child of the family. Austin and Eva, they try, bless them. They try, but Eva doesn't even try. Not Eva, sorry. I'm still not used to their names. Verity doesn't even try. I love her. I absolutely love her. So that's The Sims. Oh, let me show you Verity's traits. So Verity is an art lover, she's a music lover, and she's gregarious, and she wants to be popular, she wants to throw parties, but I imagine deep down Verity's quite insecure. She has a lot of friends, but she doesn't have a best friend, she doesn't have a close friend, she doesn't have someone she can really trust and rely on, and her and her sister clash. I imagine these two clash, because Eva is like, she likes her jewels and her pink, and she likes doing her hair, doing her makeup, and Verity is a little like that, but she's a lot more, I want to go out partying, I want to sneak into a nightclub, I'm gonna, she's a naughty girl. And she probably, I imagine, I haven't built, I say built, that sounds weird, I haven't created a boyfriend for her yet, but I imagine if she had a boyfriend, he would be a bit of a bad boy, so maybe I'll create him, because that'd be fun. And I imagine he'd come to the mansion and like steal the silver, and then the parents would confront Verity. She'd be like, "Oh, you just don't like my boyfriend. Like, he would never steal." But he totally did. Anyway, backstory, crazy. Sorry about that, guys. I went on a little rant there. Anyway, so yeah, that's really the introductions and the rules. And like I said, check out the link below. I will try and find this house and link it. I didn't make a lot of changes. Let me just show you around the house actually before I end this part. So we have, this is the ground floor, and we have a very grand entrance hall. Let me just put the walls up. Oh, I love this house. I very, 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 very much kept it as it was when I downloaded it. I've just changed slight things, like recoloured certain objects, and they had 2 children's bedrooms upstairs, and I turned those into more teen-appropriate bedrooms, but that was pretty much it. So then we have this lounge area. This is more the formal living room. We have the grand piano. We have the lovely fireplace. Off the side of the living room, we have a small but functional bathroom. This is Albert's office. You might be able to tell from his business diagrams. He's retired, but I imagine he still gambles on the stock market, and he still has a few little he has his fingers in a few pies here and there, and maybe he was a workaholic. imagine him to be a bit of a workaholic, and now he's struggling to be fully retired. He's sort of like, he needs to be doing stuff, he needs to be tinkering. Yeah, so this is Albert's office. We have a bar area. And then in here, I love this room. So this is kind of like where the gardener would come in. So the gardener would be out in the garden all day, and then he'd come in and he's got a little sink, and he's got, you know, this is basically like a boot room. Kind of like side entrance hall. Like we don't want the riffraff coming through the grand entrance. They can use this is the service entrance. Oh, I already love this challenge. Okay, so that's that side of the house. It is a huge house. This side we have another living area, and this is more the casual living area. This is where the TV is. So we have the posh room here, and this is more the casual living area. And then we have a dining room, which is absolutely stunning. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. A small little toilet here, and then we have the really, really nice family kitchen. I absolutely love it. I could never build anything like this. I swear to God, I couldn't. I mean, the patience of putting these cupboards up, that would just wind me up too much. So yeah, this is the kitchen, and I love the little details. Like we have like a little pantry here just off the side, and things like that. So before I take you outside, I will show you the next floor up. So this is Albert and Melissa's bedroom. It's really huge. It's absolutely enormous. They have a fireplace in their room, in their bedroom. They have their own ensuite bathroom. Just try and get the walls up so you can just see the sort of colours. It's really, really, really nice. Yeah, they have their own bathroom area. And then they have Melissa, I told you she was into her fashion. She has her own, basically, walk-in wardrobe or closet, if you're... Yeah, I call it a wardrobe. And they have their own little private balcony. Like this whole area, I mean, I've had Sims houses that are smaller than this, and this is just Melissa and Albert's bedroom. So this bedroom here is Austin's, and I kind of kept their bedrooms, like, I didn't want them to have too much personality, because I feel like these Sims, they just, you know, they haven't really found themselves yet. They just kind of have everything that's nice and lovely, but they just don't have their own stamp on it. So Austin's room is kind of a bit bland, but it does have little hints of his personality. Like, he likes football and he likes cars and, you know, some boy stuff. But yeah, none of the teenage rooms are really like, you know, hit you in the face teenagers rooms. They're kind of just like, yeah, lack personality, but for a reason. So he has his own private bathroom as well. They all have their own private bathrooms, of course. One does not want to share. This out here was a another seating area, but I basically changed it to a hot tub. So I assume this house was designed before hot tubs came in with the expansion pack, stuff pack, whatever you call it. So this is Eva's bedroom, if you couldn't guess from the pink. Again, not hints of her personality, but not strong. She has her own private bathroom here. And then we have Verity's room, just white and nice and blue, and then she has a pink bathroom. I think Eva would want this bathroom, but no, it hasn't really worked out that way. Anyway, so that is that floor. Is there anything else I've missed? No, it's just bedrooms really here. And then finally there is this room upstairs, which it doesn't belong to any of my Sims, but I kind of imagine this is like the servants' room. So maybe the maid and the gardener are married and they live in the house, and this is their sort of area. So they have their own bathroom, they have their own you know, hobbies and skills and stuff. They're more grounded Sims, more they've got more sort of stuff going on in their lives, and maybe he's a bit of a collector. Maybe Albert's like, oh, you can throw out this globe, we don't want it anymore, and the gardener's like, actually, I quite like that, I'm going to keep that for myself. Yeah, so I'm probably never really going to come up here, so but yeah, I just kind of in my own head think that this belongs to the gardeners and the maid. Unless my maid, they haven't arrived yet, they might turn out to be male. But again, I could have a male gardener and a female maid. I could have the other way around. I could have 2 males, 2 females, but in my head, they're married, they're a couple, they live in the house. And then outside, we have the garden area, which I showed you a little bit of earlier. And then we have some more seating area, more up here, little barbecue area, another bar, and a pool. What mansion is not complete without a pool? And then at the front we just have some nice plants, a couple of like topiaries, a fountain. Oh, this house is gorgeous. And that's it really, so I'm going to end this part here because I feel like I've non-stop talked through this, so sorry if I've talked your ear off, but please check out the rules as they are now. They will be updating regularly, so keep an eye on the comments where I'm adding new rules and stuff, and please put your feedback there, put your feedback in the comments below, put your feedback on Twitter at PhDSimmer once more, and please feel free to share video links, screenshots, blog posts of you guys checking this challenge out, because I would absolutely love that. I think that'd be awesome. And I'll leave you there, and in the next part I'm really going to start the challenge. Like, we've introduced you to The Sims, introduced you to the house, introduced you to the challenge. Next part we're going to get in going. Alright then, thank you for watching. I hope your ears aren't bleeding from me nattering on, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.